Directorate for Entrepreneurship and General Studies, National Open University of Nigeria presents Certificate Course in Entrepreneurship Education.
Hello everyone. For any business organization to survive in all fronts of its engagement, be it finance, legal matters, or in its dealing with the government of the state, or create a robust and rich history for the organization, it is very important to keep the record of all its dealings. Hence, in today's class, we shall examine the topic record keeping in business organization. Subtopics such as meaning, scope, and importance of record keeping shall be discussed. The types of records and reasons why we keep records will also be examined. Also, best practices in organizing financial records and the accounting software and tools for record keeping will also be looked into. Finally, keeping records for financial planning and analysis and also for decision making will also be examined. Hence, if you are ready, I'm also ready. Get your writing materials. Let's meet in the class. Let's go there.
Hello everyone, you are welcome back to the class. Like we have said, we shall be talking about record keeping. Now, what are the objectives of today's class? At the end of this interaction, it is my expectation that you will be able to do all the following: describe record keeping in business, list and explain the type of record you keep, particularly the one you keep. Try and be practical with it. Describe the concept, of record life cycle. You should be able to, explain different aspects of record, outline best practices in organizing financial record. It is my expectation that you will be able to highlight some accounting softwares and tools and describe financial planning and analysis. Above all, what are the basic requirements in terms of skills that will be needed to carry out record keeping effectively? The question is, what is record keeping? Record keeping is a systematic practice of doing the following: creating, maintaining, organizing record or documents, and preserving information related to an organization's activities, transaction, operation, decisions. So you keep all those essential information. It's like we said, it involves collecting, storing, and managing data in a structured and organized form. So that's record keeping. So you can also look at it from the angle of what is record. Record has been described as a complete set of documentation required to provide evidence of a business transaction. And record keeping is activity of organizing and storing all the documents, files, invoice, relating to any establishment, company, or organization. So it is my expectation that as an entrepreneur, either old or new, you have one or two records that you keep. Unfortunately, some of us, we have been running our business or businesses, we have not been keeping our record. So at the end of this interaction, record keeping is an aspect of your business that needs to be taken very, very seriously. So record keeping can also be described as a system, of shared filing system where records are captured, organized, assessed, protected, retained, and destroyed in accordance with approved record scheduled. So these are records because there are some records that need to be destroyed. So all in entirety is what refers to as record keeping. Now, what are the benefits of keeping record? One, it's going to help in monitoring the progress of your business. So if you keep adequate record and proper record, you'll be able to make assessment or evaluation of the progress of your business from data point of view, not just from imagination, because whatever your decision will be, you'll be able to base it on data. So also It's going to help you to prepare your financial statement. Financial statement is something that very, very essential, you know, in any business organization. Of course, your level might make you think you don't need it. So it's something that's going to be very helpful to you. Identify source of your income. It also help you to track your deductible expenses, help to track, basis in property. What are those things you have and what are those things you don't have? It also help you to prepare your tax return and also support items reported on your tax return. So record keeping is a practice that you cannot joke with. It's very, very essential and take critical role in whatever you do in your business organization. So in another form, a question can come, why do we keep record in business? Keeping these records is crucial for business operations, decision makings, regulatory compliance, and legal protection. We can get it now. Legal protections. So proper record keeping demonstrates transparency. Anybody can just come. For example, if you seek for facilities, you seek for loan, for anyone to make decision about going forward with the loan or whatever assistance you want to make, either be from the government or from your friend or from any other corporate bodies, they want to see how transparent you are with what you're doing. Transparency and accountability to stakeholders and regulatory authorities. So that's one of the reasons why you keep businesses. It is essential to establish record keeping system that suits the specific need of your business and ensure that the records are accurate, organized, and secure. So it is not a thing of joke. Also, talking about the importance of record keeping for small businesses. We talk about legal compliance. Small businesses must adhere to various local, state, and federal regulations. And all these ones can also be proved. For example, any agency can come to your organization and request for so and so legal record. So you should be able to provide such. Financial management. Records provide a clear overview of business financial health. If your organization is sick, it will be seen from your record. If you are healthy financially, it will be seen from your record. And if you approach any financial institutions, they will definitely ask for your financial record. Tax preparation. This is just for the purpose of emphasis. It has been mentioned why the reason why you should keep record. But we are emphasizing it again on the importance of record keeping. When maintain records simplify tax preparation. Of course, if you know what is going on in tax reform by the Presidential Tax Reform Committee, you will know that a lot of things are there. That duplication of taxes, for example, when any agency come, you will be able to explain that I've paid this tax, I've paid this tax. So if I've paid this, I don't need to do this. So this will come easily if you keep your tax record very well. Business performance evaluation. Records helps business owners to assess their performance. So informed decision making. Access to the historical record will allow business owner to make informed decisions. So it will not just be a guesswork. It will be decisions that will be taken from adequate data that has been kept over time. Now let's look at type of record that we have. We have administrative records. We have legal records. There's another record we call physical records, historical records, research record, and of course electronic record. Now if I ask you, for your organization, which of these records do you keep? Be very honest with yourself. I can hear you saying none, or can I say only physical record? Some people can claim they keep all this record. Even if you are a fashion designer, we tend to look down on what we do. Okay, so we are going to get further explanation as we progress. Now let's look at these key types of business records. financial records. Let's look at financial record. Financial record simply talks about income statements. This will enable you to track revenue and expenses to assess profitability. So you can get that. Do you have income statement? Balance sheet. This provides a snapshot of businesses' financial health. So do you have that? Your income and expenditure. Do you keep that? Tax record. We have mentioned earlier on, by the time you want to do your tax return, you want to file in your tax return, so it's going to be very important at that time. Your audit will also help in that. Bank statement. Your transaction with banks, how often do you keep them? Receipts and invoices. So when you give receipt to people, do you have the duplicate copy and all this? So anything that has to do with financial record, these are the basic things you need. If you don't have them today, just start immediately after viewing this lecture. Legal record, business licenses, which is going to verify compliance with local and state regulation, contract and agreement. If you make any contract and agreement with people, do you have legal backing? Do you even have lawyer? Sometimes you want to get legal experts to have input in your business organization. You may not necessarily go to this all this big firm. Some of you have your schoolmates that are lawyers, registered lawyers, that you can just have a kind of conversation with them. So they will guide you on what and what to do. So intellectual property record. There are some of you that you have done some research and you have an idea of what you're doing. So if you don't keep the intellectual property record, definitely somebody else can bounce on that idea and take it over from you. Permit. Ensure adherence to specific industry regulations and permits. So insurance policies. Proof coverage for potential liabilities. So all these things are also very, very important. Now let's talk about employee record. Some of you don't have employee as it were. Maybe you are the only person that is running the business. Then your employee is your very self. Keep record for yourself. Your payroll record, document wage, taxes, and deduction for employees. And then we have employment contracts, specify terms and conditions of employment, performance review, tax form, depending on the state you are or the local government. All these are some of those records that you need to keep, even for your employee. Time and attendance record, as simple as it is, ensure you keep all these records for your employee. Now there are 6 key types of business records continue. Sales and customer records, sales order and invoices, customer contact information, customer complaints and resolutions, sales and marketing plan, sales forecasting data. Depending on how you're able to think through your business, some of these records are things you should have, like inventory record. Depending on the size of organization, inventory log, stock valuation report, suppliers information, quality control record. So some of these things are also very, very important, depending on the size of your organization. Of course, tax record, we have mentioned this over time. Don't wait until you run foul the law of the state or of the local government where you operate. At any point in time, you need to show that you pay your tax. Now, what do you mean by record life cycle? Or we keep record truly, but for how long do you keep these records, and how does it start and how does it move? This refers to the various stages that a record goes through, from its creation to its eventual disposal. Look at the stages. Creation. Records are created as a result of transactions, activities, or decisions made by an organization. So it is at a point you are going to create the record. So the record, you will not necessarily create all the records when they're not going to be put to use. Okay. So, but there are some things that you have been doing. Let's assume you have not been taking record keeping serious, and immediately after the lecture you want to start. Those ones that are, that are very relevant to the organization, you start that straight away. Okay, so maintenance. Records are maintained for a specific period of time. There are some records that they are on annual basis, depending on what the records is meant for, depending on the legal or regulatory requirements, organizational policies and needs. Use. Records are used to support ongoing business activities, decision making, and research purposes. Disposition. Records are either destroyed or transferred to an archive or record center. Preservation. Some records selected for permanent retention are preserved and stored in an archive or record center. Access. Records are made available for authorized users. So this is what we intend about record life cycle. Now let's also look at key aspects or stages of record keeping. The data collections, gathering information and data from various sources, such as financial transactions. So all those informations are data, and you gather them. Data entry, accurate and detailed data entry to ensure the records are complete and free from errors. So from the very day you create a record, whatever information you are getting must be correct, and you must ensure those records, those data are well entered. Data storage. Choosing an appropriate method of storage, either physical or digital. So ensure those things are well kept. Data organization. Categorization and structuring of record for easy retrieval and reference. So this one is also very, very important. Data security. Implementing measures to protect your data, your record from loss, damage, theft, or unauthorized access. So don't be careless with your records. Don't be careless with your records. So sometimes you can make use of digital system to keep your record. And is one thing is very important. A lot of people they keep their data on the system, and they go about with that system without backing it up elsewhere, either through the cloud or to the cloud. So that will also assist in the in your record protection. Organizing financial records. What are the best practices? So this involves structuring and managing various financial documents and data to ensure easy access, accuracy, and compliance. And we have been advised to do two things. One, establish a centralized system. Create a central location, either physically or digitally, where all financial documents and records will be stored. This ensures everything is in one place. Use digital tools. Consider using accounting software, spreadsheets, or dedicated financial management apps to digitize and organize your record efficiently and effectively. So either you go the physical way or you go through the digital way. So but these are some of the best practices. So create categories. Like it was mentioned earlier, categorize financial records into specific folders or sections. Even this categorization can also be done physically or electronically. Common categories include income, expenses, taxes, investment loan, and assets. Set a regular schedule. Establish a routine for organizing and updating financial record. Of course, you may not be doing it on a daily basis, Depending on your needs, this could be daily, weekly, or monthly. So depending on what you do. But you see, it is an aberration for any entrepreneur of this age not to have record. No, it is terribly bad. So document organization, label physical folders and digital files clearly with descriptive names and dates. This makes it easier to locate specific records. So as you can do all these things manually, you can also do them electronically. Now let us look at some fundamental account softwares and tools. So there is what we call QuickBook. This is an accounting software that helps with tracking income and expenses. FreshBook. So we have what we call Wave. Wave is a free accounting software that provides tools for invoicing, accounting. Of course, some of you must have come across some of these tools and software. Zoho Books, an online accounting software that offer features for managing expenses. Now, even if you have not come across some of these tools, there is a very common one, which is Microsoft Excel. Very versatile. Excel is a versatile spreadsheet tool that can be used for basic bookkeeping and record keeping. So you have it on Microsoft's what do you call it now? Microsoft software. So if it is installed on your laptop, very easy to use, and a day or 2 day training will make you use Microsoft Excel. So it is so versatile. It's a very usable tool if you can. In fact, do you know that Microsoft Excel also requires training? A lot of online training on the use of Microsoft Excel. You can use it to plot graph, you can use it to do a lot of things. So these are basic and free for you. Reason for accounting software and tools. Definitely, it will enhance your efficiency. There's going to be accuracy. Financial organization, it will be ensured. Invoicing and payment. It also make a lot of projections in the area of financial insights. So go through the content as shown on the slides, for you to have better insights into the reasons why software tools. Financial planning analysis. So some of these points here will also be very fun useful. What is financial planning and analysis? It entails budgeting and forecasting. Well-maintained records facilitate the creation of accurate budgets and forecasts by providing historical financial data. So financial plan analysis also help in performance evaluation. Businesses can evaluate their financial performance over time, tracking metrics like revenue growth, expense management, and profitability. So they're also very useful in that regard. Risk management. Records help identify financial risk and vulnerabilities, allowing for the implementation of risk and mitigation strategies. So further points include investor confidence, because it ensures transparency and accountability. Strategic decision making. Historical financial data supports well-informed decisions regarding expansion, pricing strategies, and other control initiatives. Compliance and reporting. So accurate records ensure regulatory assessment, regulatory and tax compliance, avoiding legal issues and financial penalties. Business growth and decision making. Performance evaluation, resource allocation, access to funding, market analysis, competitive advantage, cash flow. So these are some of those things that will stand to benefit. Records help evaluate past performance. Okay, under resource allocation, efficient resource allocation is supported by records, enabling businesses to direct investments towards area with high returns. Access to funding. Detailed financial records provide crucial information. Market analysis. Records offer insights into market trends, customer preferences, and product performance, informing strategies to reach target audience. Now, on competitive advantage, data on competitors, industry benchmark, and market trends fine-tune strategies and gain a competitive advantage. Now, let's talk about cash flow management. Effective cash flow control ensure businesses have the liquidity to support growth initiative. Tax optimization. Record facilitate tax planning, minimizing tax liabilities through legitimate deductions and credits. So these are a lot of benefits that you stand to gain in record keeping. Now, what are the basic skills required to manage and preserve your record? One, information management. You need to understand the principle of information management, data classification, and record keeping. You also need to have skills on technology, familiarity with electronic record keeping system, data storage, and data backup. With adequate computer knowledge, you will be able to do all this. Analytical skills, the ability to analyze and evaluate data to identify patterns, trend, and potential risk. So little knowledge of data science will help you in achieving all this. Attention to details. Record managers must be detail oriented. So you must not always be in a hurry to go through your record, particularly when you have people working for you. So when they submit their record, and before you append your signature on any record, pay attention to details. Communication skills. Effective communication skills for coordination with your customers, with your staff, with the community around you. So you need to improve yourself on that. Legal and regulatory knowledge. Familiarity with this requirement is essential. Of course, you can make good use of your friends who are legal practitioners. Constant interaction with them. You ask questions when things are not clear to you. You don't just keep quiet. So try to improve yourself on that. Project management skills. The ability to plan, execute, and monitor project. As small as you think you might be, you need to execute some projects. So you need to improve your management, project management skills. Preservation skills. Knowledge of preservation standard, including conservation technique and digitizations. So you should not be careless with what you have. Learn to preserve a lot of things. Strategic thinking. The ability to think strategically and align records management practices with business objective. You see, strategic thinking involves your ability to see very far ahead. Those who are in the film industry, they were able to see something. I mean, those the photography, where some people were still, attaching strictly to the use of films. Those old films for photography. Some people have moved on. You should know the trend and plan ahead. So you should not be blind from the reality in your environment. So strategic thinkers explore the environment as small as you are, as small as you think your organization is. Attend conferences, attend workshops, go for capacity building. For example, those of you that have decided to take part in this course, you will be opened up. You'll be opened up to some issues that you've never thought of. So strategic thinkers are those that update themselves, particularly with things that relate to their businesses and general knowledge, that will be useful to live in the digital era. So these are some of the skills that are needed. Now, what have we learned so far? We have learned the meaning of record keeping in businesses. What and what are records, are the type of records that you have, and we have learned to describe record life cycle. What are the best practices in organizing financial record? We also highlighted some accounting software and the skills that are required for effective record keeping. In conclusion, effective record keeping is essential for businesses seeking financial stability, growth, and informed decision making. It involves systematically documenting and organizing financial data, operational information, and key performance metrics. As entrepreneurs, if you do not keep the right record and possess the required skills to manage them, your businesses may not survive the test of time. Until we meet in our next class, I say bye for now. Bye.